Yo, what up, everybody? It's your bro Maleko here, representing Coastside, and I'm back with a brand new show. This one is called Chopping It Up, and basically I'm going to be chopping it up with different talented artists that I know and friends. Pretty much no limit to who I'm going to have on the show, but I figured the first episode I got to come out swinging. So I decided to have one of my good friends, one of the most talented people I know on the show. Give it up for Brendan Foster, y'all.
Thank you.
I'll put an applause there. No, but man, really, like, you are just like literally the most talented dude that I've ever met. And I can say that I know a lot of talented people. And but really, I feel like you're kind of like a soft-spoken dude, and you're not really, out there like, yo, I'm Brendan Foster. So I figured, man, why not give you a little interview and give you a chance to show the people what you're all about. You know what I'm saying?
Right? Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
So thanks for being on the first episode.
Thank you. Appreciate it. It's an honor. Definitely honor.
For people that don't know you, man, just can you give them a little background and how did you come up before you were actually an artist,
Yeah, so let's see here. Pretty much, I guess I could say it boils down to I was fortunate enough to have a grandfather who was a fine artist, was a civil engineer, but I think I inherited his talent, and his gene and that aspect. And I never really tried to, I did it more to preoccupy time, not to try to become an artist. I just got bored and started making shit happen more or less. But yeah. So I did this drawing of Donald Duck when I was like 3, and my mom, she kind of it flipped her wig. She was like, "Oh my God, that looks like Donald Duck," Wow. And I was like, all right, cool. I was always coloring in books and whatnot. And the rest is history. I just kind of try to focus all my time on, just being creative.
Man, so what's your favorite medium? Because you do graphic design too. You do paint.
Yeah, I got to say, my favorite medium. I like to do, I like to paint canvases, do fine art. Mixed media is always fun. Graffiti, that's one of my favorites, because there's no boundaries. It doesn't have to look a particular way other than your style, but graphic design on the computers, that's obviously cool, because then you get to see it on a professional scope, rather than seeing something from paper, actually seeing it go onto the computer and getting rendered and finalized. That part of it is really interesting to me.
And you went to school for art, right?
Yeah, I went to the Art Institute at San Francisco. Got my bachelor's of science in graphic design. And that really kind of showed me all avenues, from photography, layout, balancing, compositions, proportions, color theory. It kind of all puts it in the perspective for you.
So yeah, straight up, this guy is just diversely talented. I've seen him do it all. And
thank you.
Basically, you own the town, man. We were just saying the other day, man. Me and Raj, your art. You've if you were a dog, you've peed all over our town. You feel
yeah. That's a good metaphor. Yeah.
So what are some of the places people can go and maybe they didn't know that you did that? Just off top.
Yeah, just off the top of my head. Well, I think I was doing wine labels when I got out of college, and that was just kind of wasn't my forte. Went to do some website work for Williams-Sonoma, which wasn't really feeling the corporate world. So I got out of that, and there was a car show, the Dream Machines. There's a 45-foot trailer that I got to paint hot rods in aerosol.
Oh yeah.
On that kind of put me in a different limelight. I'm always remained really humble. I've always done a lot of work, but not really the one to market myself intense, So after that, I think a lot of the business that I got from the local, community derived from that particular job. So, Ace Hardware popped up. After that, there's been numerous restaurants that have me actually, hand paint signage that I feel is kind of a lost art. Not too many people are actually hand painting signage because of the digital realm. And I'm lucky to be from kind of a coastal art community where it actually allows and permits that style of promotion and marketing to exist, because everywhere else you see, they're just going to get a sign printed or, cut out in metal or something. not really too many people are hand painting stuff these days. So.
That's crazy. Oh, it takes longer.
Yeah.
But then, that was a great segue, because I was about to ask you, Brendan is also a J7 co-op member, and one of the dudes that's been holding us down since day one, and he's done so much work here, we can't even really name it. It's too much, you know what I'm saying? But what has it meant to you to be a part of the J7 co-op and just have this space, to create, man?
I got to say, this is probably one of the biggest honors that I had this opportunity to have in probably my whole career as an artist, because it's different when you're doing, work out of your house, or your garage or whatever for that sake. On site is always kind of a pain in the ass, but to have this venue to actually, be able to knock out large scale productions, signage, and just be part of this community, it kind of really changed my perspective on, my production. And it's cool to see people's reactions when they come in, see me working on stuff, and they're doing their own thing with music or, whatever type of art they're here for. It kind of keeps me inspired. I inspire, others, and it becomes full circle. So
yeah, man. No, we were talking about that earlier, and people, you're the main art dude here. I mean, you're the one in here doing, the main part of the art, and people come in and they see that, and it just only inspires people. And I love to see you in here doing stuff. He just finished the Boys and Girls Club, super fresh. We'll show it to you right now, actually. It's dope. But yeah, man. So, and then the number 7. Tell me about the number 7 to you, man.
Yeah, well, okay, so I was born on July 7th. July is the 7th month. Brandon has 7 letters. My lucky number has always been 7. I think when I was in 3rd grade, I chose the number 7 on a wheel, spun a wheel at some type of event, and won 2 dozen cupcakes. So ever since then, I was climbing up on the counter, licking the frosting off the cupcakes, putting them back. For about a week they lasted, and I was convinced that my lucky number was 7. So hence the J7. I don't know if that has anything to do with it, but
it has to, man.
I felt a very close connection through that spiritually, I guess. Yeah.
No doubt, man. I know J7's smiling every time you're in here creating, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But so, man, okay, well, man, really, I gotta say one thing about you is this dude still listens to cassettes, and he has classic hip hop cassettes. Tell me about that, man. How did you hold on to all those?
Well,
gems?
damn, I've always been an avid hip hop collector. Always been into hip hop ever since, because I grew up listening to these guys. Mark especially, Arachnophobics, huge influence in my life when I was growing up. Buying CDs and cassettes from Ramon's, back before it turned into Pete's Coffee. But he's still, in the new shopping center. But so that kind of set a whole tone to actually paying dues and buying it for my own personal use, and supporting these artists, And it wasn't really cool to burn or dub anything back in the day. So
you had to own it.
Yeah, so that's pretty much how, I got into that. And Shane from the Below the Surface, Mark used to live with him. He was a huge person who was just pushing hip hop as far as it can go, when people really had no other way to get it.
Below the Surface, man.
Yeah.
Below the Surface
BTS,
held it down over here back in the day.
BTS.
And Ramon's Coffee Shop, man. You
Can't
said
forget
that.
Ramon's.
For Coastside, that was our Below the Surface.
I remember seeing Optimus drop off CDs back in the day.
Oh, yeah.
To Ramon's. The
Tons of rappers
Freshies. And we'd be going there and we, get our chai teas and we buy new CDs, so.
And you managed to hang on to them. You got all I get in your car and I just love it.
Well, that's the funny part. So my CD player broke.
That's why
I have a 6-disc CD changer in my car, and it went to the shits because, I guess after keep changing out all my CDs. So I actually have a tape cassette player in my car, which actually forced me to go back, retrovert, Yeah, and it's fun to see these guys when, cruising with, they're like, what? The Project Blood or, Freestyle Fellowship, just random old stuff. But
I had those tapes, man, but I don't know, I lost them. I sold them when I was broke or something. But
they're like dinosaur bones nowadays.
Yeah, for real. They should be worth thousands of dollars, man. Project Blowed should be worth thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
man, so what's next for you, man? What are you working on? Like, tell them about Heighten and all that.
Yeah, well, there's kind of I find myself doing so much art and so much, stuff for other people that sometimes you got to kind of like take it back for yourself, and I got this kind of idea sparked, to, hey, maybe I won't take it too seriously, but it would be kind of cool to have some type of accessory kind of brand, not clothing, but something more, something people could collect, like we used to collect CDs or whatever, enjoy, so I came up with Heighten H10. It's kind of a new wave approach for me to kind of do something for myself and be able to collaborate with people like Mark with New West and J7 Studios. So we'll see where it goes.
Yeah, nice. I love it. All right, man. So what about if people want to see some of your work or something? I mean, contact info. Twitter.
I stay away from all that because, like I said, I'm not the best at marketing, and maybe if I was better at marketing, maybe I'd actually have something more to show for it. But anyways, Facebook, if you go on to Brendan Foster or you go Brendan Foster at Gmail, you could always contact me. I don't know how people contact me, but there's some type of word of mouth out here in this world where this little circle that I've formulated has just kind of grown bigger and bigger. So
if you do good work, man, people will come. You don't even gotta market yourself. That's what's so crazy. You're not even trying to market yourself.
Yeah, it takes a lot of time to do that. Maybe if I had like an assistant or something, it'd be easier. But
well, that's why you're on the show, man.
Cool.
We have thousands of viewers on this show. No, this is the first episode. Who knows? But man, no, I just want people to just see Brendan Foster, man. I have nothing but respect for you, bro, and I love everything you do. I've never seen nothing you did that didn't blow my mind, honestly, even to the simplest things you do. And, you're an amazing artist, man.
Thank
I love
you.
to see you doing your thing, and I'm stoked that you're involved in this co-op, and I'm proud to call you a friend, and thanks for being on the show, my dog.
Well. Thanks. I want to give a little shout out to Maleko.
Oh, yeah, shout outs.
Mad respect. This guy has really inspired me to stay positive, keep pushing on, even when times, get a little hard being creative. There's always, seeing this guy at the end of the day. And, we all go through it, but, stay focused, stay positive, be real, stay true to yourself. Don't try to be anybody else. And at the end of the day, I guess that's all that matters. So.
Truer words have never been spoken. That's what's up. Reporting live from J7 Studios. This has been Chopping It Up. I'm Maleko.
Brendan Foster.
Much love.
One love.